Secret skins have been a big part of every Fortnite Battle Pass since Chapter 1 Season 4, so today we're ranking every single secret skin inside of Fortnite, and we'll rank them on a tier list ranging from S to F. And kicking it off, we have Godzilla, who's the secret skin for Chapter 6 Season 1, and he actually just dropped. And after using it a few times, I'm enjoying the skin a lot more than I expected. And while I'm not usually a fan of the bulkier skins, Epic did do a great job in scaling Godzilla down from a massive monster to a skin that actually works pretty well. But with all that said, it's not one that I see myself wearing very often, so for now, Godzilla lands in B tier. Next up on the list, we have Dynamo Tina. Now this skin comes from the Remix Battle Pass for Chapter 2, and it's clearly inspired by the original TNT Tina from Chapter 2 Season 2. And while I was a fan of the original skin back in 2020, this reimagined version doesn't quite hit the mark for me. I do enjoy the color scheme and the toon alternate style that she has, but her base appearance feels somewhat bland, and there's definitely some other mashup skins that I would have rather seen added to the Battle Pass, so I'll place Tina into C tier. And moving on with the list, we have Doom from Chapter 5 Season 4. The original Dr. Doom from Chapter 2 was among my favorite Marvel skins in the game, and Epic Games certainly outdid themselves by introducing a new version that rivals, if not surpasses, the original. I just love how menacing he looks with a great color scheme of dark green that fits the vibe perfectly. Not to mention, we also have a Fortnite original look that's also pretty impressive as well. So overall, Doom is one of my favorite Marvel skins in the game, so we have to put him into S tier. Moving on, we have Magneto from Chapter 5 Season 3. Now Magneto is one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time, so needless to say, I was pretty excited to see him added to the game. However, I must admit that I'm not really fond of the Wastelander look, which is Fortnite's original take on the character. Fortunately, Epic included a classic style for the skin that is extremely comic accurate, and it's because of this style alone that Magneto is in my top 20 for Marvel skins in the game, so I'll throw him into A tier. And next up, we have Korra. Now leading up to this skin's arrival in Chapter 5 Season 2, I was a bit skeptical. However, after unlocking her and using the skin a lot during the Avatar event, my opinion shifted from mostly negative to generally positive. And while I still wouldn't call Korra a top tier skin, Korra lands in B tier. And next up, we have Solid Snake, who is a secret skin from Chapter 5 Season 1. And in all honesty, this is one of my favorite additions to the Gaming Legends series, as well as one of my all-time favorite secret skins. You just can't beat the base look that we have for Solid Snake, and the fact that we got alternate styles with both his goggles on, plus one for Old Snake, only makes the skin even better. There's not much more to say, this skin is absolute peak, S tier. And moving on, we have Ashoka from Chapter 4 Season 4. Now Ashoka was a skin that the player base was pretty excited to see come to the game, but I think it's safe to say that many players, myself included, were a bit underwhelmed by the execution. I'm not sure if it's because she felt forced into the Battle Pass, her lack of edit styles, or the fact that she was based on her appearance in the live action series rather than the Clone Wars, but this is easily one of my least favorite Star Wars skins in the game, so I'll put her in D tier. Up next, we have Meowscles from Chapter 4 Season 3. Now this was a fun meme skin that worked perfectly with the Wilds theme, as well as just being a fun skin on its own. I absolutely love the beach vibe that the skin had, complete with a buttoned up beach shirt and of course that mullet. So with all that said, Purradise Meowscles will go into A. And then we have Eren Yeager from Chapter 4 Season 2. Alright, I know this might be a take that a lot of you don't agree with, but I've never gotten the hype for this skin. Granted, I'm not a fan of the show, not because I don't like it, I just haven't watched it past a few episodes. But even with that context, I just don't find the skin to be appealing. I enjoy a lot of anime skins, even though I don't watch any anime, but that isn't the case for Eren Yeager, so we'll put him in C. And next up, we have Geralt from Chapter 4 Season 1. He fit the medieval theme perfectly, and it was just awesome to see another Gaming Legends skin added to the game. I really don't have much to say, other than the fact that I really enjoy the skin, so we'll throw him into A tier. Next up, we have the Herald from Chapter 3 Season 4. Now I've always enjoyed getting lore-based characters as secret skins, and the Herald was a solid choice to close out the chapter for Chapter 3. And as for the skin itself, the design is pretty solid overall, but it's not one that I find myself wearing too often. But that doesn't mean that I don't like the skin, so because of that, I'll throw her into B tier. And next up, we have Indiana Jones from Chapter 3 Season 3. Now Indiana Jones is one of those skins that we knew would eventually make his way into the game, and while the season he arrived in did feel a little out of place, I think the skin was pretty good. So with all that said, we'll throw him into B tier. And moving on, we have Prowler from Chapter 3 Season 2. Now this was a skin that I was really excited to see implemented into the game, and I'm happy to say I was pleased with the addition, as Epic Games did a great job job balancing an original design while staying true to the comic version. My only gripe is the lack of an alternate style for his look from Into the Spider-Verse, which would have been a great addition, no doubt. But despite that, I think Prowler is still a great skin, so I'm putting him in A tier. And closing out Chapter 3 for Season 1, we have the Foundation. Of course, the lore significance behind the skin adds to its appeal. Now, out of all the skins in the game, he is easily one of my top picks. So with that, Foundation lands an S. If you're enjoying today's video on secret skins, be sure you smash that sub button, as YouTube is telling me right now that less than 5% of you watching are actually subbed to the channel. Also, be sure to hit that like button and use code Twistychase in the Fortnite item shop with your next purchase. And next up, we have the Cube Queen, who is another lore-based character that we received in Chapter 2 Season 8, and I think they did an excellent job with the skin. She really fits that main villain aesthetic, with some fantastic details added to the skin, like cubes on her dress and the cubes coming from her hair. Not to mention, her alternate styles are also pretty solid, so I'll put Cube Queen into A. And moving on, we have Superman with Chapter 2 Season 7. Now, I'm not even a huge Superman fan, but they absolutely nailed his look, and I really love how they included styles for both Clark Kent and Superman all into one skin. Plus, he has the Shadow alternate style, which is by far my go-to look when I decide to wear Superman in the game. So while I don't enjoy the character all that much, I can't deny that the skin is one of the best skins from DC that we have in the game, so I'll put him into A tier. And moving on, we have Neymar JR from Chapter 2 Season 6. Now, I'm not a fan of soccer or Neymar in particular, so maybe it's because the collab doesn't appeal to me personally, but this skin just isn't for me, so we'll throw him into F tier. And moving on, we have Predator. Now, this is such an iconic character, and his creepy design really aligned perfectly with the theme of Chapter 2 Season 5. I may be a bit biased, since I always loved Predator growing up, but this is definitely one of my favorite collab-based secret skins in the game, so we'll put him into A. And moving on to Chapter 2 Season 4, we have Wolverine. Now, Wolverine is one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters, and I'm glad that Epic Games did justice to the skin. On top of the classic yellow and blue suit, we also get the brown and yellow suit, plus a Logan style, and I have to say, Epic Games really nailed it with every single one of these styles. My only wish, though, is that we had an option to toggle the cowl on and off, but even with that minor nitpick, Wolverine lands an S. And then we have Aquaman from Chapter 2 Season 3. Now yes, he does fit the season's theme, but let's be real, the design just isn't good. Some media like the Injustice games have done a better job redeeming his look, but Epic Games really missed the mark with this skin, making it a movie tie-in, as I truly think it's one of the worst looks for Aquaman. And in result, it's one of my least favorite secret skins of all time, so we'll put Aquaman into F. And moving on, we have Deadpool from Chapter 2 Season 2. Now, Deadpool was the first Marvel skin provided in a battle pass, and he's definitely one of the best. Deadpool has such a simple yet effective design, and Fortnite really nailed the look. He also had an alternate style with his mask off, as well as one for the X-Force, which is my personal favorite look. The skin was the start of some great collabs for secret skins moving forward, and he's a great skin overall, so we'll put him into S. And then closing out Chapter 2, we have Season 1 with Sorona. Now, this skin isn't terrible, but I do think she's a bit disappointing for a secret skin, especially considering that she was the secret skin for a brand new chapter, so I'll have to put her into C. Now, the Scientist was our secret skin for Season X, and he made for a solid secret skin, so we'll put him into A. And moving on to Season 9, Singularity was probably one of my favorite secret skins from Chapter 1, and a big part of that had to do with the customization that she had and the fact that I really like the skin. She started with a default look, and as you collected fort bites around the map, you unlocked new styles and an array of new colors. And these color schemes actually mimic popular Fortnite characters like Cuddle Team Leader, Rex, Drift, Durburger, and Tomato Head. With her solid design and great customization options, Singularity lands into A. And moving on to Chapter 1 Season 8, we have Ruin. Now I get what Epic was going for with this skin, a lava-themed monster just in time for Season 8, which of course introduced the volcano, but I have to be honest here, I'm not a huge fan of the skin whatsoever, so we'll put him into C. And moving on, we have the Prisoner from Chapter 1 Season 7. Now I think it was cool to get this skin in terms of lore, given that the Prisoner was trapped under the castle of the Ice King, but with the lore aside, I really just don't enjoy the skin. However, he does have some alternate styles that are a bit better, but they aren't enough to really sell me on the skin, so I'll put him into C. And next up, we have Aim from Chapter 1 Season 6. And I'll be honest, for this edition, I really don't have all that much to say, other than I really don't enjoy the skin, so I'm gonna put him into C. And then we have the Enforcer from Chapter 1 Season 5, and he has to be one of the most generic and boring secret skins of all time. He just comes off as an NPC that they'd sell in the item shop for 800 V-Bucks, and the skin doesn't do anything special, so we'll put him into D. And rounding up our list at Chapter 1 Season 4, we have the Visitor. This is a secret skin that I missed, and I would love to have him in my locker, though I do wish we had a few more color options like we saw with the Foundation and the Scientist later on in the game's life cycle, but considering he was released released so early in the game with Season 4, I really can't knock him for that, so he lands into 8. So be sure you let me know down in the comments below which secret skin is your favorite of all time and what you thought of my personal list. But until next time, as always, take care and stay twisty.